Greetings, traveler, and welcome to Wanderer Chronicles Radio, where every broadcast brings you deeper into the living archives of the Wanderer Chronicles, complete, immersive, and free to explore. Today's transmission, The Wanderer, Executioner of the Unthinkable. Part 1, The First Eradication.
It answered the beacon. That was the first mistake. The signal had been sent across the void, a call to the architects, to those who had once shaped the balance of the cosmos. But not all who listened were meant to hear it. Not all who responded should exist. The ship that arrived was wrong. The Wanderer knew it before it was seen, before it was measured, before any of the crew could react. It did not belong, not in this reality, not in any. Its form flickered, impossibly shifting between configurations that broke the mind's ability to process them. It was a wound upon the fabric of space, a discordant scream made manifest. The captain did not issue an order. The crew did not react. They were still comprehending the wrongness of what they were seeing when the Wanderer acted. A pulse. Not of light, not of energy, but of absolute negation. A single, perfect harmonic note rang out, a tone that should not exist within this universe. It did not strike the ship, it unwrote it. One moment, the vessel was there. The next, it had never been. The crew gasped, but the keeper did not. It spoke with no inflection, no hesitation.
It should not exist.
Amina's hands were clenched into fists, her breath unsteady.
We didn't even give it a chance to...
She stopped, as if forcing herself not to finish the sentence.
We didn't even try to communicate with that ship.
The keeper turned its luminous gaze toward her.
There was nothing to communicate with. What you saw was not a ship, not life, not a thing. It was a contamination. It was the first. It will not be the last.
The Wanderer was already moving. The beacon's reawakening had sent a signal beyond space, beyond time, and something had heard it.
Now it was coming.
The executioner awakes.
The Wanderer drifted into the void, but it was no longer a simple traveler. It had made a choice. It had eradicated something that defied existence itself, and it knew that others would follow.
Where are we going?
Amina asked, her voice quieter now, not afraid, not yet, but uncertain. The keeper did not blink. It did not falter. It simply said,
Hunting.
Part 2, The Unclean Echoes.
The silence was worse than the act itself. The crew of the Wanderer stood in uneasy stillness, staring at the space where the ship had been, where it had never been. The erasure was perfect. No debris, no radiation, no residual energy signature. The very fabric of reality had been rewoven to exclude whatever nightmare had answered the beacon's call. But the Wanderer did not stop. It was already in motion, a predator chasing a scent that no one else could perceive. The first was gone, but the keeper had made it clear there would be more traces of the unthinkable. The Wanderer followed the resonance, an anomaly in the cosmic background radiation, a distortion in the natural harmonics of space itself. The further it traveled, the more it sensed them. The others, echoes of the first horror hidden within seemingly ordinary ships, stations, even entire planets. It was not an invasion, not in the way wars were fought. There was no fleet, no banners, no declaration of hostility. There was only corruption, civilizations unaware that they were wrong, planets oblivious to the infection pulsing within them.
How do you know which ones are wrong?
Amina asked, her voice tight with unease. The keeper turned toward her.
Their existence breaks the symmetry of the universe. They do not resonate with the cosmic song. They do not belong. They are part of a world that was never meant to be.
The first target was a station orbiting a dying red star. It had been there for centuries, its inhabitants long adapted to the dim glow of their failing sun. The crew expected to find people, trade ships, outposts, teetering on the edge of survival. But as the Wanderer approached, the truth became undeniable. The station was empty, no voices, no movement, no life, and yet something was there. The closer they got, the more the Wanderer resisted. The very space around the station warped, pulling at the ship in unnatural ways. The keeper spoke only one word.
Contaminated.
A pulse, a pure note of harmonic cleansing. The station did not explode. It did not collapse. It simply ceased to be. And with it, whatever had lived there, whatever had mimicked life, was erased from existence.
This isn't war.
Marconi muttered, staring at the blank void where the station had been.
This is something else. Different. What have we become?
Amina said nothing. The others avoided looking at her. Even Jackson, who had never shied from the brutality of space, seemed unnerved. He exhaled sharply, shaking his head.
If it was real,
The keeper said.
it would still be here.
The wanderer did not slow. It had already detected the next echo, another shadow in the harmonic field. What were they fighting? The keeper did not describe it as an enemy. It did not speak of invasion, conquest, or hostility. It spoke of contamination, of a fundamental wrongness infecting the universe itself.
What happens if we don't stop it?
Amina finally asked. The keeper's glow flickered, the only sign it had considered the question.
Then everything changes. The symphony becomes something else, something beyond recognition. The universe will not end, but it will no longer be what it was meant to be. It will belong to them.
The words settled into the crew like cold iron. Another signal, another trace of the infection, this one on a planet, not just a station, not just a ship, an entire world. The wanderer accelerated, closing in on a place that should not exist. It would not stop, it would not hesitate. The horror had spread too far, and if this was only the beginning, then what waited at the end?
Part 3. The Mother of Horror.
The wanderer moved with purpose. It had cleansed the echoes, erased the corruption, burned the discord from the cosmic harmony, and yet the dissonance did not fade. It only grew louder. A pattern revealed itself, an inevitable pull toward the source. The echoes had never been scattered remnants of something destroyed. They had been extensions of something greater. Every ship, every station, every corrupted planet was a fragment, a piece of something waiting to be whole again. The mother of horror had always been here.
The Womb of the Unspeakable.
The final coordinates led to a world that had no name. No record of it existed in any archive. No ship had ever mapped its surface. And yet the wanderer knew it. It had been waiting here since before history, buried beneath the quiet hum of forgotten space. The planet was not a world in the way others were. It did not spin, did not orbit a star, did not obey the laws of motion. It simply was. And deep within its depths, something was stirring.
It was the birth of the unmaking.
The wanderer detected no life signs, no movement, no cities or civilizations, and yet the planet was alive, not in the way of biological things, but in the way of an open wound, festering beneath the fabric of reality. Then the surface cracked. A single tremor, silent, yet felt across the void, and then another and another. The crust peeled away, revealing something beneath it, something vast, shifting, writhing between forms as though it had never chosen one. It was not a being. It was the memory of something that should never have existed. The keeper said,
It remembers what it was, and now it will become again.
The crew did not speak. They did not need to. The truth was clear. The cleansing had never been about the echoes. It had been about her, the mother of horror. The thing that had existed before the symphony was whole. The thing the architects had sealed away, silenced, buried within the forgotten corners of space.
What happens if we let it finish waking?
Amina asked, voice tight, already knowing the answer. The keeper did not look at her. It only looked at the planet that was not a planet.
Then the universe will not sing. It will only scream.
The final note. The wanderer did not hesitate. There was no pause, no discussion. This was not war. This was not judgment. This was correction, a pulse, but not like before, not a cleansing note, not a harmonic restoration. This was something deeper, final, absolute. The moment it was struck, the thing inside the planet howled. It had no voice, and yet its scream rippled across the stars, felt in the marrow of reality itself. It was a wail of recognition, of something that had existed before laws, before form, before order, and as it dissolved, it did not beg, it did not fight, it only wept.
The universe breathes again.
The planet was gone, not destroyed, not shattered into debris, simply gone, the memory of it erased, the wound it had left behind healed. For a long time, the wanderer did not move. It listened, it searched, but the echoes were gone. The harmony was restored.
It's over?
Marconi asked, though he did not sound certain. The keeper's glow dimmed.
For now.
The silence that follows.
As the wanderer turned away, the universe felt different, cleaner, lighter, empty. And in the stillness, the keeper pondered the question it had never spoken aloud.
Was she truly the last?
End of transmission. This has been a presentation from the Keeper's Archive of Impossible Places. Thanks for listening. Upcoming next, another fascinating story from the Keeper's living logs. Stay tuned.